Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a Pro Wrestling Authority podcast production.
All players, put your hands to your controllers, mash them buttons, and feel the gamer power.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, with that intro, welcome to the very first PWA's Hour of Gamer Power. I am your host, AA Anthony Edwards, along with the man who needs no real introduction, but give it to him anyway, sir.
Well, hello, ladies. It is I, that G-L-E-N-N, Smith.
I have to ask, did you just say Smee at the end of that?
No, Smith.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I think I should know what my last name is by now. I've had it for about a little over 19 years now.
Just commenting on the way you enunciated your last name.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today's very first introductory podcast of Hour of Gamer Power is none other than WWE's 2k16. The game just dropped today, well, technically yesterday, and we're going to go ahead and give our mini reviews here on the current gen and the last gen versions. Now, Glenn, I take it you have already played the current gen version?
Oy vey, yes I have. I will say, yesterday I actually had to pick it up after work when I actually thought I was scheduled to not be working that entire day, and I thought I would have the entire day to get my grimy little hands on the game and play the absolute living crap out of it. But even though that actually didn't happen, I'm still playing the crap out of it as we speak to this very moment. Well, not now, but you get the point.
And I'm not going to lie, after what I consider years of just disappointing gameplay, I didn't buy a copy for PS3. I simply GameFly'd a version.
Wow.
What that means is I didn't even subscribe to GameFly. I just did a 30-day free trial and put that as my very first game. So
you,
right
sir,
off the bat,
are a brilliant man.
So right off the bat, I'm not going to lie, they did that whole, the main wrestler that's on the cover gets to pick the soundtrack, which I hated from last year.
I got sick and tired of Whedon Boys the second time they played it.
I don't even remember what song I kept. I kept two of his songs on there. I think one of them was his damn intro song, too. Like, I can't stand it, but at least it's better than the rest of the soundtrack. But at least this year...
I didn't think that Florida Georgia Line song was too bad, that This Is How We Roll.
I think that was the other one I kept.
Yeah.
So, right off the bat, I'm like, oh, great, they did the soundtrack. I went through it. There's like 4 songs I kept. Skid Row, Manson, Run DMC, and Billy Idol. But, and then, Glenn, much thanks to you for pointing out to me, to alleviate that issue, if you hated the soundtrack, you can go back to just playing wrestler intros.
And people, for those of you who don't understand why this is so funny, he actually found this out right before we even started recording this. That is, I kind of have to laugh at this, just because, dude, why? Why did you not check first?
Just constantly being burned. Constantly being burned by every WWE game that's come out recently. I don't know. I keep giving them a shot. I prefer to rent them as opposed to buying them now. And, so the biggest disappointment we're going to get into later on is that now there's game modes that are being taken out of last gen versions of the game as opposed to current gen. So when you sit there and you get told all the great, wonderful things they have in the game, you see all those, what was it? 2K had the Watch Me As I Play My Career mode.
Oh, yeah.
It gets you hyped. It gets you excited. You want the game. And then you're like me, who's like, if I would have dropped the money, I would have been like, yeah, I'm going to play My Career mode. It's going to be a blast. Nothing.
thought the exact same thing. That's why literally just last week, I decided to finally cave in and follow the in crowd, and I bought myself an Xbox One. I'm calling this my very, 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 very early Christmas present.
I'll be joining that crowd once I have enough games to entertain me, because I'm sure as hell not buying a next-gen system for WWE. I don't care how good they make it, not going to do it. But anyway, continuing on. So, typical game modes, you got play, which is all your individual one-on-one or tag team or tournaments, what have you. Pretty much, it's exhibition. And from what I can tell, there's no difference between either gen versions of the system, of the game.
Well, speaking as a new convert, I will say, like, it was a complete culture shock the second I tried doing the single player regular gameplay. It's like, what the crap is the stuff that I'm doing? I don't know at all what I'm doing. It's completely different. Oh, hold me! I'm going into field position now.
So going into it, we got 1-on-1, 2-on-2, triple threat, fatal 4-way, 6-man, handicap, specialty, and tournaments. And specialty-wise is your backstage brawl, your Royal Rumble, your slobber knocker, special referee, title match. And tournaments, you get that lovely, lovely gold rush. King of the Ring, which, I mean, at least in this game, when you watch Austin get King of the Ring, it seems so much more majestic back then. Now you just get it limited to, like, WWE, app specials.
Well, yeah.
And then a tag team tournament, so...
I mean,
typical bare bones.
It's quite enjoyable depending on one's openness and their social calendar.
Yeah, I guess. Right after that, you get your 2K showcase mode, which, if you played last year, you know what that is. It's what I call the paint by numbers wrestling event, where it's like, hey, you know the history, you know who fought who. You knew last year that Warrior took on Hogan in title versus title, which led to Warrior becoming top dog. Except then you have quick time events. No matter how badly you're beating your opponent, and I'm standing by the fact that, I had Bret Hart destroyed as Austin. You do the quick time event, you survive the quick time event, and all of a sudden they're impossible to beat again. And they're just like, oh look, I can now reverse everything, despite the fact that you beat me with a sledgehammer 10 times before the quick time event.
I will say, as tedious as it is, that's the reason why I may be checking my way out, but I always do the showcase mode on easy. That way, I say I completed it. It's done. Now at my leisure, I can try doing it at harder difficulties.
Yes, but current gen has an advantage over last gen when it comes to a story mode. Because for you have this, and then you have my career. For me, I just have this. So once this is over, I have no story mode. I have nothing with like an interesting script. So obviously this year it's Austin. You go through. You don't really play any of the pre-Stone Cold era. You get to watch a nice video about it. They even show him in ECW and, talking trash to WCW and how he was fired from WCW.
If something that I just figured out, like, if you go to the timeline right when they're doing those videos preparing you for the next match, I've found, at least on the current gen, not sure how accurate this is for last gen stuff, but, like, they have bonus matches, which include... him versus Savio Vega, WrestleMania 12, Austin versus Whipwreck at November to Remember, and Austin versus Steamboat at Bash at the Beach. Those are the ones I've found thus far. I do know one includes him, Brian Pillman, and Clash of the Champions, but that's all I can think of at this point. I do know there is a couple more.
Well, I mean, I've seen I saw the. I'm looking at right now Austin versus Steamboat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything else before WrestleMania 13, so I have no idea.
Oh, what part? Which one are you at?
I'm at the final Stone Cold versus Bret Hart. I mean, I literally just popped in for a little bit to see how it was, and I was just like, well,
you'll unlock more as time goes on.
Oh, no doubt, but I wanted to get my hands on that My Career mode more than to showcase. So I was like, I'm gonna go and start creating a character.
I will say, I think, or if you had to choose, do you think this showcase was decision was better or worse than last year's? Like, you had the Punk and Cena and HBK and Triple H.
It's always better when you stay linear, when you have one main focus. And I mean, truth be told, I'm going to pick anyone over Cena. But I think they did it better this year around. And I can't remember what the main focus was last year. I thought it was that whole go through
the Path of the Warrior thing. That was a DLC thing.
I'm not sure what I played last year. Then all of a sudden, I'm starting to question what exactly I played last year. I wiped it from my memory after how horrible I've experienced it. I have no idea what to really say. It's Austin. Who doesn't really like Austin? At least personality-wise.
An idiot went like Austin. Vince McMahon, and to very limited, for very limited reasons, Jeff Jarrett.
Anyway, after showcase mode, you go into WWE Universe, which has been a staple for every game. And if you're playing last gen, this is as close as you're going to get to, any form of creative control over a storyline. So, it's the typical, you look at your rivalries, book your matches, play the cards, except this year, instead, in years past, they used to have Raw, SmackDown, and then ECW. Obviously, now it's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, which is really the only exciting part.
Yep.
WWE Creations, where you get to create a superstar, create the superstar threads, create entrances, create movesets, arenas, championships, logos. So now you can upload logos and stuff like that. And then obviously, you can create your own playlist for this game. Online mode comes after that. That's your typical,
player versus player.
Player versus player.
Wins.
Player match, ranked matches. You can download from the community. So,
which I really love that, by the way, on 2k15 that I have, because some of the arenas, they're really awesome.
Yeah,
I know.
There's
just
people
before
that take that
I
time.
start doing 2k16, just to kind of see how well things would come back to memory for me, I decided to pop it in, checked out the community creation stuff, and I saw that somebody took the time and effort, and they did a Global Force Wrestling arena. Not half bad to whoever did that, by the way. But I just enjoyed kind of seeing people do non-WWE arenas like Ring of Honor, to a limited extent TNA, New Japan stuff. Whoever took the time and effort to do all those props.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to do half of just one of those things.
Right after that, it's My WWE, which is you can edit superstars, you can edit teams, you can control who gets the title management, and then your statistics for your gameplay. What I love about this game so far WWE and 2K really want you to buy their DLC.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
mean, they really want you to buy it because there's 3 ways to access the WWE shop. You can access it in showcase mode, you can access it on online mode, and you can even access it in my WWE shop mode. All 3 take you to a screen where it's like, buy the thing on the app, which, yeah, I see why some people really like that, what was it, Accelerator or something, that you get to download it to your phone. It's like $1.99. You can download on your phone and edit stats.
Okay, what's the name of this app? I need to know this.
Let me go to WWE Shop right now. I wish they'd give some like really cheesy commercial like they do on Raw, where it's like, you can buy this now for $1.99.
Yeah. Funny thing you should mention that, trying to do a terrible plug thing. I was playing a match. I think it may have been a one-on-one match. Rollins versus Orton during the Universe mode, and they managed to sneak in a WWE Network plug, mentioning the Monday Night Wars show that they do.
I'm not surprised. But anyway, the
not
DLC.
Surprising, but are you serious? You're trying to get me to buy the network when, if I'm buying this game, I should probably have the network by now.
That explains why you bought the game and I just rented it from GameFly. Because I am not on the WWE Network.
Oh, shut up. Quit bragging.
So with the app, what it is called WWE 2k16 Accelerator. And it's essentially the easiest way to take all the work out of this game. Not only can you edit stats, which that used to be an in-game feature. So to everyone that's like, this is so exciting, it's like they just screwed you out of $2 for something they used to have in-game. But it unlocks every character. So you don't even have to do showcase.
Oh, that thing?
Yes,
I actually just got that with the season pass thing.
It comes with the season pass, or you can spend $2 on it. There's 2 slots. There's Accelerator for $1.99 or season pass for $24.99.
Luckily, when I picked up my game, the guy said that they were doing a special in-store deal that it's only $20 for the season pass thing. I think it may have been a one-day only thing, but $20 is the only amount I'm spending on that.
So, obviously, we're going to get into the biggest thing about this game, and we're going to go tick for tack with them on this. The best feature so far, I will say, is the roster. The roster is insane. You get your NXT, you get your Raw and SmackDown, so you get your legends. So no matter what, there should be something for everyone.
Right.
Only issue I have about the roster is that giant plug they made about, there's X amount of characters, like over 100 wrestlers in the game. Apparently they forgot to mention that most of them include same characters, but with different costumes.
I think they were also trying to include original character models. Basically, what they mean is the My Superstar stuff. The custom superstar. You have this many different bodies to choose from. This many faces.
But I want you to know here, this game includes both Stone Cold Steve Austin and Stone Cold 97. In which current Stone Cold has 2 more points higher than the old Stone Cold.
Yeah, I actually didn't look at at those types of ratings. I mean, I just glanced over them, didn't really pay that much attention to them.
Well, I have to know why, apparently Hunter Hearst Helmsley is 82, but Triple H is 91.
Because he's just that damn good.
And somehow Sting from 1991 is more is better than Crow Sting and current Sting.
What's current Sting's rating?
88.
Okay, that's an absolute joke. That I think that's the same rating as like Finn Balor.
I'll put it this way. Current Sting is 88. Crow Sting is 89. But 91 Sting is 92.
What?
I'm
What's
standing
your
by this.
logic,
Triple H is
man?
burying Sting
What's
again.
the logic?
Sting finally gave in and went to WWE, and they buried him not only in what was it, in WrestleMania, but they're burying him in the video game too. Triple H has struck
Oy vey,
again.
man. Oy vey.
So yeah, I mean, obviously great list. Lucha Dragons are in it. Ascension's in it. A good chunk of people from NXT. Right off the bat, you either get Finn Balor or you get Demon Balor.
Oh yeah, that I love that.
But here's the funny part. Demon Balor does not have his own slot. He is literally just a costume for Finn.
With a super awesome entrance, hello.
You're right, and he gets his own entrance. So every point in case that he should have his own slot, he is not getting his own slot.
I would have given him his own slot. That way, people could choose like all the different like war paint looks he had, like the one he had from Takeover Our Evolution to Takeover Rival, Takeover Unstoppable, and possibly Takeover Brooklyn, or even that Beast in the East special where he did that really Japanese paint.
Very true.
I would have killed for that part.
Then we get into the Diva section, which is also included in the roster.
Can we skip the Divas?
No, because I want a point to be made about this here.
All right.
We are not getting at all the 4 horsewomen of NXT, but we have a spot for Summer Rae. We have a spot for Alicia Fox, who botches everything. A spot for Cameron. A spot for Emma. And a spot for Eva Marie.
Okay, I object to one of those big time.
Which one do you object to?
Who's the one that everybody hates and thinks that she's greener than goose poop and will never ever get over by the hardcore wrestling community?
I'm going to be honest with you. That case can be made for both Cameron and Eva Marie.
Who's the one with the ugly hair?
Gotta be a little bit more. Gotta go work with me here, man. Are we talking about the red hair one? Or are we talking about the one with the weird,
who said that? Who called the person Ginger Mahal?
I have no idea, sir.
Eva freaking Marie.
Look, I don't pay attention to her, alright? All I know is that she's on Total Divas. That's it. I really don't pay attention to anything with her.
I wish I could be you and not pay attention to that whiny little female dog. I'm just trying to keep it nice here. I do think that she is an absolute scum of the earth little beep, 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 beep.
Also, for some reason, Stephanie McMahon is playable.
Hello, SummerSlam.
What, she has as many pay-per-view matches recently as Cameron?
I don't think Cameron even's been on a pay-per-view except for like a pre-show.
No, she's been on.
Yeah.
I don't know about this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think she's been on pay-per-view at all this year.
But anyway, so yeah, despite all of the complaining about certain things, the roster is its biggest deal.
So I gotta ask, favorite entrance thus far of like characters that have been on WWE games before?
Favorite intro from characters that have been in more than one game?
Yeah.
I think it's a little tough to do. I mean, I'm going to be partial to, obviously, I love, the simplistic.
They have to at least have been in last year's game.
Well, I do like the whole, them jumping off the trampoline with Sin Cara.
Oh
I
yeah.
do like Dean Ambrose because you can also include the Dean Ambrose Shield intro. Which, if you ever want a character to look completely apathetic about wrestling, it's Dean Ambrose. The Dean Ambrose Shield title entrance. I've never seen a guy seem more apathetic to wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm going to have to check that out as soon as we're done with this thing.
He just literally just comes out and is like, eh.
Yeah.
But obviously I had to give it up for the Finn Balor Demon intro.
I said they had to at least have been in last year's game.
I know, but I'm going to pick that's my favorite one thus far. Out of all of them, there's nothing that's topping that.
I completely agree with you, but first for people that haven't, but that are completely new to the game, I enjoy Balor, Owens' entrance, Tyler Breeze, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I didn't pre-order it, so I don't know the Schwarzenegger one.
Oh yeah, well it's two versions of Schwarzenegger. Version from Terminator 1 and version from Terminator 2. They are both really awesome. Both completely different, but still really awesome.
I'll have to give it a shot.
I will say just YouTube it. I think that's your best bet to even see it.
I'm gonna say this. I find it hilarious how many people they've kept like their intros. You still got the Hardy Boys. You still got Matt Hardy version 1.
Oh.
You got Rey Mysterio in there. All those intros are still there, just hidden in create a character mode.
I'm going to have to see the depth of the creative character for the entrance stuff because I was very very I was very rushed in a sense for doing the create an entrance.
Create an entrance is pretty good from what I saw. From the little bit I messed with, it's pretty good. I didn't do the advanced one.
I will say I spent at least 30 minutes on the I think it may have been last year. At least a good 30 minutes doing just one character intro.
I do like Bray Wyatt. I just put on Bray Wyatt's intro. Typical Firefly and whatnot.
Yeah.
So at least they kept that.
I always look. I mean, why limit yourself to characters when you can mix and mash and add cool pyro? I mean, that's my favorite part is adding the weird cool pyro to guys' entrances.
Very true. That's always the best part. Just how much pyro can you throw in one thing?
Yeah. Kaboom.
Can't you personally bankrupt WWE with your character's intro?
Oh my goodness. Basically, after my character comes down, WWE has to shut the whole rest of the show down because they're out of money.
Oh no, they're sitting there this is coming out of your pocket. All the tickets we have to paper now is coming out of your pocket. So here's the big issue, I guess, the biggest, the elephant in the room, if you will.
I was actually just going to say that, elephant in the room.
The big selling point 2K was using was my career mode. And for those who didn't pay attention to what it was, you start off training in NXT. I'm talking about from what I saw in the beginning, bare bones. You're being talked to about what you have to do and whatnot. And then you start making your way up through NXT. And the way they promoted it was you can do literally almost anything you want. You could just stay in NXT, which apparently every wrestling... Why would you
want to do that?
I'm pretty sure every wrestling fan right now wants everybody in NXT to stay in NXT.
Yeah, we do, but also we realize that the product can't really grow unless some guys move out.
Well, we're not going to get into that because that's a whole different argument about.
we're gonna have that's gonna take at least 7 episodes to talk about that.
But so you get to go from, you can stay in NXT, you can go up to the brand, you could become that legendary character like a Flair, where you have 16 world titles, and you know, or as JBL says, Big Match John. You know, you can be that guy.
But don't forget, to win 16 titles, you also have to lose it 16 times.
That's what you think. I'm just going to keep winning. Like, I'm going to win the light heavyweight title, the U.S. title, the Intercontinental title, the World Heavyweight title. Everybody's going to be like, you need to get rid of titles. So we're like, all right, fine. I'll get rid of the U.S. title and then go back and win it again.
Yeah, I think you're only able to hold this is strictly from what I'm hearing. Don't take it as gospel. Don't believe it 100%. But I think you're only allowed to go after one title at a time and not hold multiple titles.
Well, you can in this game. There is in create a character.
Wait, in my career?
I'm assuming so, because when you create a character, you have the option for multi-title entrance. They give you 3 characters to choose from, but you know, I did my character, and he came out with the old school World Heavyweight title and the new WWE World title belt.
This changes everything.
But, you know, or you could become a legend like Jerry the King Lawler, where you never really won the big one, but you just grew into this, like, having a cult following.
Hello, he won the AWA World title.
We're talking about WWE here. We're just talking about WWE here, okay?
WWE bought AWA.
Yet they still don't consider him a major champion.
Crap.
And he lost to Michael Cole at WrestleMania. The one thing he wanted...
Let's not start about that, because that is just an hour and a half of bad material.
All he wanted was that one WrestleMania.
Half an hour of that is just talking about the match itself. The other is making fun of Michael Cole in a singlet.
That was pretty bad.
Oh my God! I think I was scarred for life seeing that.
So anyway, so the big deal was, you know, that was a big selling point. If you didn't like Showcase, you had another option. You know, if you wanted something with more structure than Universe, but you didn't want the paint by color Showcase mode, you had My Career mode. Only if you have a PS4 or Xbox One.
And I do!
You do. I don't. And I'm going to be honest with you. I am not going to give money to Sony or Microsoft for a PS4 or an Xbox One for WWE. I mean, you know, I'll do it for Street Fighter and Rise of the Tomb Raider, but for WWE 2K, nah, I don't care enough.
What about Star Wars Battlefront?
Yes and no. I mean, I keep seeing gameplay, I get really excited, and then I remember it's multiplayer only.
Wait, multiplayer only?
It is, in fact, multiplayer only, so that kind of kills it for me. So anyway, you have the current gen, so tell us what it's like with the current gen.
I will say, gameplay, like, I may have touched on this earlier, but it's a complete culture shock going from the Xbox 360 version of 2K15 to this, and it's like, the grappling system is completely different. Like it and don't like it at the same time. Just trying to perform certain maneuvers, like if I'm trying to perform on one of my guys' moveset, a package pile driver, like you do the grapple button, tap it, directional stick up, but if you tap on it too hard or for too long, like it does this completely different move, and it's like, no, I'm trying package pile driver the dude. I'm not trying to do some random weird thing. I like the weird thing, but I wanted to do the package pile driver. Kind of my thing. But I love Showcase, but I'm going to kind of go at from a different aspect. I love the historical accuracy, like very, very historically accurate. But I'm going to also say, what in the world WWE? Not only for Shawn Michaels versus Steve Austin, Anthony. Sorry, but this is going to be a little bit of spoiler for you. But instead of Mike Tyson, they have DX Enforcer. Black guy looks like black version of Lars Fredrickson from Rancid, and he is in it instead of Mike Tyson. Why would you do that? Why can't you call Mike Tyson and get his permission or get a facial scan of him and put him in the game? I would have rather have that than DX Enforcer. It's basically overweight D'Lo Brown with a big head. That's really what he is. Rather disgusting looking. Makes no sense why you have him in it. You might as well just pay Tyson the money. You'll make it up with NBA 2k16. But get him involved in it. If you're striving for historical accuracy, get him in it.
Didn't they already get him in it last year?
No, that was WWE 13.
Isn't he under like a Legends contract for being a celebrity in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame?
I'm not exactly sure if they're able to do that. I mean, he doesn't actually make appearances for WWE, so I think that's the only reason why they can't put him under a Legends contract.
You know what? You should just call him M. Bison. Should have gone the Capcom route.
I call him Black Lars Fredrickson. I mean that's what he really looks like in the face. I mean, I'm not. If it sounds like I'm being racist, I'm not. But it is Black Lars Fredrickson, people. I mean, if you could get a picture of Lars Fredrickson during like the CM Punk DVD interview, get that, and then compare it to DX Enforcer. It's just a darker skin color minus a bunch of tattoos. That's really what it is.
I'm gonna say this right now, and I don't mean to interrupt, only because I'm messing around with WWE Universe right now. I swear to God, Triple H has something out for Sting, because the computer just generated that Fandango beat Sting.
Oh dear Lord.
I mean, Nikki Bella beating Natalya, I understand. I kind of understand New Day losing to The Miz and Mizdow. Triple H beating Rowan, yes, I see that, but I mean, Sting with Fandango.
Let the burial begin.
So disappointing. So what have you heard about the DLC content?
DLC content, it's going to be it's a Hall of Fame showcase thing. It's going to contain different rivalries from various different Hall of Famers. A lot of them they're trying to include were from this year's Hall of Fame class. One of the characters I thought was really interesting that they're doing is Tatsumi Fujinami. He is the very first ever man to hold the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and the NWA Heavyweight Championship simultaneously. I think that'll be really cool to play. I know for our diehard Perso people, if they are at all gamers, I think they're going to be chomping at the bit to do that one. I've heard Larry Zbyszko and Arn Anderson versus Harlem Heat, which should be pretty interesting to play. I mean, it'll be neat to see Arn Anderson in the game. The Bushwhackers. versus the natural disasters, if like earthquake and typhoon. Yeah, but it's a bunch of other people that were in this class or last year's Hall of Fame class. But it's going to be really neat to play. I can't wait for that.
Okay. So let me ask you then, Mr. Reviewer here. Overall opinion of the game.
I love it and hate it. Leaning more on the side of love than hate. I will say the only part I hate about it is that I spend way too much time trying to create the perfect wrestler. It's like I feel like I'm wasting so much precious time doing that than I am actually playing the game. It's terrible. So terrible. But I always at least make sure my guy has a great moveset. That's one thing to take away.
Well, I will say this. I guess it's a game if you're a huge WWE fan to get on current gen. But if you're playing last gen, I mean, I would say rent it, but not even Redbox is going to have last gen versions of the game to rent. So
seriously,
GameFly it, buy it pre-owned. I don't know what to tell you. You're a diehard fan, pick it up, I guess, but you're missing out on a good chunk of gameplay that's only for the current gen.
Aren't you able to keep GameFly games for as long as you can?
You pay for the month or whatnot, but eventually they will come calling and they will want you to either buy the game at a discounted rate or they're going to demand it back. I don't know.
Well, what are they going to do if they do?
Bill you for it.
Oh, crap.
Just keep billing you for it.
Jeez, man.
You will pay somehow, some way.
That's crazy.
I want to know why the computer decided to randomly generate Undertaker versus Stardust. I don't understand this.
That makes no sense. The rivalry doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me, computer?
Mind you, it's also on a SmackDown. That's a main event that would never be on SmackDown.
All right. If it's SmackDown, fine. It's somewhat excusable.
There is no excuse for that, sir. No excuse.
Only if this was SmackDown from 2008 or 2009.
I love it. You have a Sting versus Kalisto versus Rusev.
That's a cluster. You know what?
I want to meet virtual Kevin Dunn.
I think if we had virtual Kevin Dunn, the game, I would make sure. Like, if there was a way that I could have unlimited finishers, I would keep on unlimited doing F5 him until he completely is covered in blood. Or Vince will get pissed off. He'll send in a doc to wipe up the blood. The moment you knock that doc down, he gets even more pissed off.
So, Mr. Smith, anything else you want to add to people that are looking for this game?
I will say the My Career mode is definitely it's going to be worth the hours you spend on the gameplay. It's very much the game for those with creative sides to them. Unfortunately, I'm kind of the latter of the bunch, somewhat creative, mostly lazy. But I do know what I like and what I want from my characters, and I do feel a lot of the people that will be playing it will find what they like and what they don't like and be able to adjust. But it's definitely a game that people will still be playing, possibly whenever next year's game comes out. I think it may be that much. It may be in that much regard for how well it was made and how well it's executing.
Okay. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The man of PWA's Gamer Hour of Power. He says,
Yes, it is.
He says, go ahead and get the game. You know my opinion. I'm not going to voice it that much. But thank you, sir, for giving us your opinion on 2K16. And ladies and gentlemen, please keep your ears open for our next podcast about the Hour of Gamer Power.